viewers, welcome to the lecture series on financial accounting. Today in this lecture, we shall cover the topic trial balance and the rectification of errors. Trial balance is the third important step of the financial accounting, which also amounts to summarization of all the accounts. We shall learn in detail how to prepare trial balance by total method as well as by balance method. The objective of this lecture is to have understanding of the conceptual framework of summarizing the financial transactions in the books of accounts, and for that we are going to prepare the trial balance either by the total method or by balance method. We shall also learn how while preparing the trial balance we come across certain sort of errors, that is error of omission, error of commission, error of principal or one-sided error as well as two-sided errors. There is a list of errors which we are going to analyze, and further under rectification of error we shall learn how to rectify these errors. So first of all, let us understand what do we mean by trial balance. Trial balance is a statement which is giving us the record of all the accounts, that is on debit side as well as on credit side. So we can say that trial balance is a statement of the debits and credits of the accounts which have been taken from the ledger. So it's a summary, because we know that financial accounting is the art of recording, classifying, summarizing and analyzing and interpreting the financial transactions and giving the financial information to the end user for taking up their decisions. So we have already covered the first, second step, that is recording and classifying. Now this is a third step where summary of all the ledger posting is being made under this statement. So it's not an account firstly, it's a statement. It is being prepared where the debit balances are written on the debit column and credit balances are being written on the credit column. So trial balance is nothing, it's just like an index of all the accounts with their balances. That's the important feature. As in our books we keep a summary of the things. This is the name of the chapter and this has come from this book or from this book. Any summary which is giving us the relevant information as to the accuracy of the posting in the books of account is known as trial balance. So the objective of preparing the trial balance is to know the accuracy of the posting being made in the ledger. We can assume that we know the meaning of posting. Posting means to record the transaction into the ledger. So now we need to check whether the debit has been posted on debit sides and credit is appropriately being posted in the credit side. So we will consolidate all these data and find out the accuracy of posting with the help of trial balance. Plus there is a time and labor saving by preparing trial balance. We need not to go into particular accounts to find out the balances, and we can directly see the trial balance and can ascertain what's the balance of cash account, what is the balance of bank account, how much are the creditors outstanding. It's the base of preparing the final accounts. With the help of trial balance, we can easily prepare the trading and P&L account. While with the ledger accounts, it's very difficult to prepare the final accounts because a summary is not being prepared out there. One more important feature of trial balance is that it is prepared as on date and not for the period, because we are going to check the accuracy of the posting, that is total of debit should meet the total of credit. The reason being that accounting works on the dual aspect. Every debit has a corresponding credit. So in order to check that whether we have really posted the accounts properly, the entire posting of a journal entry is being done properly, we are going to prepare the trial balance. So for the sake of convenience now, we are taking up an example where we are writing down certain ledgers and we shall prepare the trial balance. So we assume that cash account is there. It's having date, particulars, and amount. This is the debit side. Similarly for credit side, date, particulars and amount. This is a simple example which we are following, under which we are writing out certain entries. By Sham. We will take all the examples where we can find out real accounts, capital accounts, real accounts, nominal accounts and personal accounts, and we'll do its posting and try to match the trial balances. Say for example, capital is 10,000 rupees and cash being received from Ram is 2,000 rupees. Cash being paid to Sham is 5,000 rupees. Then expenses being paid off, say for example salary is being paid out 2,000 rupees. Again we have made the cash sales, so cash account debit to sales, it amounts to 5,000 rupees. Then there are purchases, so by purchases 3,000 rupees. So now we are writing off the, right now we are not doing the balancing, we just write down the totals. It amounts to 17,000 and it amounts to 10,000. So we will open the corresponding accounts like capital, from April 1, by cash will be there 10,000. So this contra entry is being passed. Here the corresponding entry would be shown here. For the debit there is a credit. So we can match up these entries. In the capital account the cash is being credited and in the cash account to capital is being written on the debit side. So we can match up the entry. Now similarly, we are going to prepare the Ram's account. Here it's date, particulars, amount, rupees, so it will be on April 5 by cash 2,000. So here it's on standing on debit, cash account to Ram and Ram is being credited. So the cross reference of the cash is being given and the posting is being made. Now next account is sales. So we are going to write the transaction on April 10 by cash for 5,000. Now these entries are being completed on the debit side. So we are going to post the credit side as Shyam's account would be opened first. Now this posting shall be made on reverse side, that is on April 5 to cash as cash is being paid off. Similarly salaries on April 15 to cash 2,000, and in the same manner we are going to open the purchases account as purchases to cash. For the sake of convenience I need to prepare it over here so that our posting completes up. It will be April 30 to cash 3,000. Now there are two methods of preparing the trial balance. The one is total methods. So under that we need to take up the totals of debit and credits. So, we are going to prepare the trial balance. We will write cash account. Under debit column, we will write 17,000, and in credit column, we will write 10,000. Again, for capital account, we will write on credit side 10,000. Similarly, for purchases, we will write on the debit side 3,000. Ram, the credit side would show the amount as 2,000. Sales, the credit side will show the amount as 5,000, and Sham, the debit side will be shown as 5,000, and salaries would show the debit side of 2,000. So, wherever we are able to see the totals, we are directly putting off those accounts and doing the posting. So, we can have a look of these accounts or trial balance over here. This trial balance is based on the total method. This is credit side, this is debit side, this is folio number and particulars, and serial number will be there. So, first account was cash account, where it has debit of 17,000 and credit of 10,000. Now, next account was capital account. It was in the credit side 10,000. Then we had Ram's account. It's showing 2,000 on credit side. Sales account 5,000 on credit side. Then Shyam's account 5,000 debit. Salaries 2,000, and last one is purchases, it's 3,000. So, we are going to do the totaling of this account, and this should match up, and it's coming as 27,000 on both the sides. 27,000 and 27,000. So, we can say that our posting is correct, that is each entry is being recorded in the respective sides. Each debit has a corresponding credit posting, the accounts are being prepared correctly, the amount is being shown properly, proper heads are being shown. So, this is the first method of preparing the trial balance. Now, another method is called the balance method. Under balance method, we are going to do the balances of the account. So, here if we see the Ram account, on April 30, we are going to balance is as to balance carried down for 2,000 rupees. When the credit is excess over debit, it's called the credit balance of the ledger account, and it is denominated by the term called to balance carried down. To balance carried down doesn't mean that it's a debit balance, it will be a credit balance, and it will be brought down in the next month, as here the account will be closed and by balance brought down would be the next entry. So, here we will take the extract as 2,000 balance. Similarly, to sales, we will write to balance carried down as 5,000, and this account will be closed, and in subsequent month it shall be brought forward as 5,000. Now, Shyam's account is showing us the here its posting will be same because no further transaction is there, else we would have subtracted the debits and credits and would have got the balance as balance carried down. Now, the next is Shyam's account. Under Shyam's account, we are having a debit balance. So, here we are going to write by balance carried down for balancing it, and in the next month it will be taken up, so this entry would be passed. Similarly, salaries will also. Now we have seen the salient features of the trial balance, that is how the posting is being done, and we have also analyzed that it will help us to check the arithmetical accuracy of the posting. Now there are certain limitations of trial balance. Sometimes the trial balance is not able to locate the errors, and sometimes it's able to locate the errors. So let's see when the trial balance agrees even if after the mistakes are there, and when the trial balance disagrees and shows the errors. So first of all, we will take those examples where the trial balance does not match. So we will analyze the reasons why the trial balance is not matching. So here, reasons of mismatch of trial balance. That means debit side of the trial balance is not matching with the credit side of the trial balance. Both the totals showing the variations. So the first reason for it is that only one aspect of account is posted, meaning thereby that if an entry has, we know that the accounting is based on the double entry system. Each debit has a corresponding credit. So while posting in the books of accounts, while making the ledger account, we have posted just in one account and we have forgotten to do the posting in the second account or the corresponding account. So the balance of only one account shall come in the trial balance and remaining bond. So with that amount, our trial balance would not agree. If the posting is being left out on the debit side won't match, and if the posting is being left out on the credit side will show the difference. So this is the basic mistake which can happen, and the trial balance can locate such mistakes. Now the second one is that wrong posting is made in the accounts. Instead of debit, we have done the posting on the credit side, so it will show the error, and that too with the double amount. For example, we had to post RAM account debit 500 to cash, RAM account debit. Instead of debit side to cash, that is we have paid to RAM, but we have done the posting on credit side as by cash 500. So the account get affected. We were paying RAM 500, but we have shown as if we have received from RAM 500. So the double amount will get posted. On one hand, we are showing a wrong receipt, and on the other hand, the expenses are not being shown off. So in order to mitigate this error, we have to doubly post this account while doing the rectification. So this is very common error which is being done, and it will show the effect for the double amount. Instead of 500, our error in the books of accounts or our error in the trial balance will depict an amount of 1000 rupees. So this was the second important point or feature which we need to know while locating the error in the trial balance. The third one is wrong amount is posted. We had to post as if we have received from RAM cash 500, but instead of posting 500, we have posted it as 50. But the book's original entry was written as 500, but while doing the posting, we have made this incorrect posting. So the error could be such also. Another mistake is that plus minus error. While doing the balancing of the account, we have made certain error. Similarly, there can be other errors like the total being carried forward to the next page wrongly. So these are the certain errors which can be located while preparing the trial balance. Similarly, in the principal books of account, the entry is made correct and the posting is being made wrong, either on the wrong side or either with the wrong amount, either in the wrong party it could be there, but wrong party if it's made on the same side will not affect the trial balance. Now we will learn about such errors which are not going to disturb the trial balance, even though they shall be the errors of the materiality. That means they are showing the material misstatements, but we are not able to locate those errors. So we will learn in detail what are those errors. So the errors which are not going to disturb trial balance are: here trial balance agrees even if trial balance agrees, but mistakes are there. These mistakes are error of omission. What do we mean by omission? By omission, we mean that we have forgotten to write down the entry in the original books of accounts. That is, in the original book of entry, we have not recorded this transaction. Then how shall posting be made and how shall it come in the trial balance? So trial balance is not going to be affected if originally we have escaped or we have forgotten to write down any entry. Next one is, it is also error of omission. Instead of one account on same side, posting is done in another account. Say for example, we need to debit RAM account debit to cash. Posted the same in Shyam's account as Shyam debit to cash, and the amount is same, say 100 rupees, 100 rupees. So it's not going to affect the debit and credit side because the entry is being recorded in the debit side only. So our trial balance will match up, but it's a error of commission because a wrong posting is being done. So this error is called error of commission, where certain error is being made, and this error is being made by posting in the wrong account. Now other type of errors are compensating errors. What do we mean by compensating errors? Effect of one error is nullified by the other error. If we have committed a mistake on debit side of 100 rupees and same sort of mistake is being committed on the credit side of the account, for example 100 rupees were underwritten on debit side, similarly because of error in posting 100 rupees were shown less on credit side, so they will mitigate the effect of error although there is an error. So these are the possibilities where trial balance may agree, but the errors would be there and we are not able to locate these errors with the help of trial balance. One important error is error of principle. Error of principle is an error where instead of capital account or capital expenditure, we are posting the entry on the revenue side. We are not able to make a distinction between capital and revenue and posting it wrongly. We have to post the entry as furniture account debit to cash, but we are posting it as expenses account debit to cash. So it was a balance sheet item, that is furniture, but it has gone to the P&L account as expenses. Such errors are also called the errors which do not get located or which are not being located in the trial balance, but they are being made, because real account has a feature that its balance would be debit and expenses, that's the nominal accounts, are generally debit balances if they are expense or loss. So in that case, if loss is being treated as a asset or an asset being treated as an expense, in that case also we are not able to find out the error. So these are the errors by which the trial balance may get agreed, but they remain in the books of accounts. On the other hand, there are certain errors which will tell us that there is a disagreement in the trial balance and we can rectify them. The method of rectifying these errors, that is error of omission, commission, compensatory errors and principal errors, is known as rectification of errors, and we have to post the entries to rectify them. And when the trial balance does not match and the errors can be located, they can be rectified with the account called suspense account, and the effect of these postings would be taken up in the suspense account and finally it will be closed. So wherever our trial balance is not matching, an account called suspense account would be opened, and it can have either debit balance or credit balance depending upon the posting error which we have made. So here we have learned in detail what is trial balance, what are its limitations, what are the objective of preparing trial balance, and how trial balance can be prepared either by the total method or by the balancing method. So in today's lecture we have learned in detail trial balance and the effect of error on trial balance. With this we are completing up our lecture of today. Thank you.